a guy approached me at a party and he said, I joined your men's group, and I said, oh, that's great, and tell me about it. And he says, well, it really had a huge impact on my life. And I said, how so? And he said, I quit my job, and I decided that I had a child once before. I hadn't spent any time with him, and I realized that there was a hole in my heart because I hadn't spent any time with my son. And he said, I realized that went back to the fact that my father had left me at an early age, and I felt deeply in grief about that. And he said, the only person that seemed to understand what I was, and I said, you actually quit your work for, at this point in time, it was about a year. It was eventually to quit for 5 years. I said, and was your wife okay with that? And he said, yes. Actually, there's only two phenomena that were okay with that. One was my wife, and one was the men's group. The men's group supported me to do that. And it turned out that this man was John Lennon. And I didn't know that at the time. I didn't have a TV for a number of years before that. And so I was blindly speaking with him for about an hour about these issues. But when I found out that it was him, I said, now I'm really amazed. And I said, well, you had agents, and you had producers, and you had everyone pressuring you, doubtless, to continue focusing on your career, because obviously it wasn't just providing money for your wife, it was also providing money for your, for your agents and so on, and dozens of other people, or hundreds of other people. And he said, yes. And he said, that's why my wife, Yoko Ono, was so important to me, that she gave me that support to stop something that was so lucrative. It also allowed me to know that she loved me and not what I was producing. I felt that that was the case, but this proved that was the case. And he said, what? And I said, well, how are you feeling about this? And this was only about a year or so after this process had started. And he said, Warren, it's by far the best decision I have ever made in my life. So I sat there. Here I am sitting before or with perhaps the most famous man in the world. And he's telling me it was not what made him famous that made him happy. It was time with his son that made him happy. That was the best decision of his life. And that really had an impact for me on the importance of a men's group to support an alternative way of looking at the world. And also that the choice of our partner is the best single career choice and emotional choice that we make.